Hello, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well out there today. Thank you for joining me. This is the second video in the series of Fairies and Unicorns 8.5 by 11 journal. And today I'm going to be decorating the outside cover. I wear glasses, and so I have a lot of glasses cleaning fabrics, and these two I'm not using for that purpose, and I'm going to make my cover with those. I had thought about ripping this one so it would have the ripped edge, so I don't want to cover up all of this outside fabric. I just want to have like a piece here, and I like how this is frayed, but I'm a little bit concerned if I try to rip it that it's going to not rip straight. So I'm thinking that I'm just gonna have to do with the ripped look on the top, and then have the sawtooth for the rest, and just kind of eyeballing that as to where I want to put it. And I can always cut more off, but if I cut too much, obviously I've cut too much. So here we go. I'm going to use this gold ink around the edges of the center thing. Never used gold before. I think I'm going to cut a little bit of the white off. So that means I'm not going to need quite as much here at the bottom. I'll cut some more off of that. And again, I can always cut more off, but I can't put more on, so I'm going to go slow with that. But I am going to have to get it even. I think I need a straight line, so I'm going to just lightly mark it with a pencil. This gold ink doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. I'm going to try this around the edges, see if that works a little bit better. That ink just didn't work at all. I just think this edge needs a little bit of something. It's just so white. So I'm just going to go around this a few times and get it with as much of a border as I want. Yeah, the pen's working a whole lot better for this. Okay, while that dries a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and cut this down a little bit more. And I'm going to cut that to about the same at the bottom as at the top. Okay, getting there. Little at a time. when I have something specific like this that I want it to work out, I always it takes longer to work with it. If I had multiple different pieces that I could just swap out, and there was not a specific plan, I wouldn't be so meticulous about not wanting to mess up the fabric. But this was the only two pieces of this color I had, and so I wanted to take special care with that. If I had enough of this, I would have ripped it and kept working with it until I had a ripped edge all the way around. I think that would have been my real preference for that. But this is fine, and I think it's going to turn out well. But I have to get this kind of off center enough so that the fairy's wings are going to be completely on the journal. And it's going to cut in just a little bit of the wording, but that's okay. Now I'm debating if I want her to stand up off of the book, in which case I need to back her up with some cardstock or something thicker, or if I just want to go ahead and glue her down. I have this earring which I thought was really pretty, and it goes. I was thinking about using it as a closure, although by itself it seems a little bit small, so I'm wondering how I'm going to make that a little bit bigger but not too big. What I found to make this work is using the base of the earring, this little bead that I had, and I trimmed the back of the earring just a little bit, and I'm going to put it in like that, and take E6000, put it around the bottom, and then that'll be my closure. And that's going to need to dry overnight. That worked, and the closure's on. It is solid. I'm leaving about a fourth of an inch around the whole edge with no glue on it, so it, like I said, so it just kind of floats there. I cut a little edge here because it was showing underneath the fairy's little dress. And do the same thing here with holding up off the border by about a fourth of an inch, and there will be spots where I'll probably have to glue that down because of the fairy, but I'll come back and do that after I get it all situated. I know this corner needs to be glued down well, so I'm going to go ahead and apply the glue there. And I made myself a little pencil mark so I know where to put this back. I just want to cover up that pencil mark. And I'm going to put books on top and let this dry. I'm going to go ahead and put the flower on at the top because I know I want that there. I'm going to glue the fairy down. As you can see, I may have a dilemma here with this glue. I don't know what's going to happen when it's fully dry. It's not yet, and I will address that after it's all dry, see what I'm left with and what fixes I might need to make. But I'm gonna apply this glue all over her, especially on the little intricate details, so she stays nice and flat. As I mentioned earlier, I know it covers up just a little bit of the wording. I decided that was okay with me. I'm going to flatten this out as best I can and put the books back on top of it and let it dry, and I'm going to be praying that this dries better than that, because that's going to definitely have to have some kind of fix over it if it doesn't. I'm going to wipe off all the excess glue and then put my baking paper back on top, put the books on top, and let it get good and dry. It's been a few days since I've been able to work on the journal. Excuse me. I had some things come up and just couldn't get to it, so it's been a while, and now I'm back. It did not dry correctly. I'm gonna have to search out some more fabric glue. The one that I used to use, they don't make it anymore, or at least I haven't been able to find it anywhere online or in the store, and so I used this glue, and that's not going to work for this kind of fabric application. So I have had to come up with some ways to cover that up and camouflage it, which is fine because I actually like this better, and sometimes things work out, well, things always work out the way they're supposed to, and I know this is just a simple small thing, but I feel that applies to everything. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead, because I've got these issues in a lot, well, all the way around it, so I'm going to go ahead and apply all of these things, and so this is going to be my cover. I think I'm going to go ahead today and put this video out, and then I'll get to working on some more of the cover. I'll just keep working along until we get to the end of creating this one, and I'm going to do my best to just enjoy the process and let it go where it wants to. I always enjoy this time, and when I'm not able to get to it, I miss it, and so I'm glad to be back. These are pieces of a pillowcase that I've used a whole lot of places. I had these pieces that I'd already put with this journal kit, and I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. I've still got a little bit left over, so I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, but it might find its way in here some more, but I felt like it worked here as a nice cover, and so I was glad that I had that. And then I have all of these little hole punch pieces that I've saved just when I'm making tags, and I kept thinking, well, that'll come in handy at some point, so I'm going to use those, some of those here. I have these little tweezers. It's taken me a while to learn to operate these things. They're touchy, but I'm going to use them to glue these down. As always, I've really enjoyed your company. Thank you for being here. If you've stayed to the end, I appreciate you watching and visiting with me. There's the closure. So thank you so much. I'll be back soon, and we'll keep working on this journal. Have a great day. Bye-bye.